Time is a very funny thing, isn't it? There was one point in time when the Detroit Lions was considered the most unluckiest franchise in the NFC for many, many years. But then the Lions in 2021 made a bold move in not only bringing Dan Campbell in as their head coach, but trading a bounty to the Rams for the services of Jared Goff in exchange for the Rams to get Matthew Stafford. And for the Rams, it's worked out well as the Rams have won a Super Bowl, and for Goff and the Lions, it's almost worked out. The Lions got back on track within a couple of years of the new regime, and by 2022 they were on the rise to the point where they not only knocked out the Green Bay Packers from the playoffs, but Aaron Rodgers out of Green Bay entirely in the Week 18 finale. The buzz was strong heading into the 2023 season to the point where the NFL decided to put the Lions up against the defending Super Bowl champs, the Kansas City Chiefs. What followed on September 7, 2023 was the beginning of what we know the Lions to be now. They not only didn't lie down to the pressure of the champs, they stuck with them both offensively and defensively, with rookie Brian Branch getting a pick six from Mahomes in his first game as an NFL player. Final score was 21-20. Not a gigantic score by any means necessary, but it showed that the Lions were for real if they can go into the home of the Super Bowl champs and knock them down. And what followed next was a 12-5 record, their best record in over 30 years, and a trip to the NFC Championship game, which they almost met the Chiefs again in a rematch in the Super Bowl. But then the 49ers got them to collapse, and in the end, the Chiefs were the ones that got the last laugh, hosting another Lombardi trophy. 2 years later, the Lions have been able to make up for that Week 1 loss against Green Bay this year, and have won every game since, and pretty convincingly when it's all said and done. With a new offensive and defensive coordinator nonetheless for them this year, the Lions have proven that they have not lost the magic just yet, and they have remained to be a force to be reckoned with within the NFC. As for the Kansas City Chiefs, it's been not quite as smooth sailing as per usual. Dropping the first two games of the season to not only your division rival in the Chargers, but also a Super Bowl rematch to the Eagles, where the champs got the upper hand. Then you had the Monday night shocking collapse against the Jacksonville Jaguars, and it's essentially put the Chiefs on high alert for potentially falling off the rails and putting themselves in a position that they hadn't been in over 10 years. Not only potentially losing out on the division, but also potentially missing out on the playoffs altogether. Really, the biggest problem has been all across the board for the Chiefs in general, mostly the lack of offensive magic, with Rashee Rice still out and Xavier Worthy going in and out of the season with a lot of injuries, a lack of a running game when Patrick Mahomes is doing most of the running for your team, and a defense that's cracking under the pressure, especially if your name is Chris Jones, but that's a whole other story altogether. And while there's no reason to believe the Chiefs will not be trying to defend their conference title of the last 5 of 6 years, there is naturally concern that the rest of the NFL may be finally catching up to the Kansas City Chiefs games after all these years. Tonight, the Chiefs will try to get back on track with a tall task ahead as they get to host the red-hot Detroit Lions. Coming at you next on the Reviewing Network Live Sunday Night NFL Rewatch. The following is a presentation of the Reviewing Network Sports.